Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. We got a great video for you guys today.
Today we're going to be talking about everything there is to know about fragrances. Make sure you guys stick around to the end to find out how to win this Ralph Lauren Polo Blue. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into it, I think we should talk a little bit about fragrances. Your scent is an invisible part of your personal style. Don't get it twisted. A killer fragrance can relieve stress, create confidence, and make your already good looking self a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, exactly right. It showed in that survey that we did here at Above the Collar where we asked a group of females what was the most important part of a man's presentation. And funny enough, fragrance was actually that top result. So in saying that, don't sleep on fragrances. It's an important part of a man's style.
Let's get into some terminology. The fragrance world is a place full of a whole lot of jargon and foreign vocabulary. If you're not used to it, it can be quite overwhelming. So here are some basic terms that can get you started and get you through the rest of this video. Notes. So these are the ingredients that make up a fragrance. So when we spray a fragrance, we start to pick up on these scents, and these are basically the notes.
Tenacity. This is the longevity of the perfume and pretty much how long the perfume will last.
Accord. The fundamental makeup of a fragrance. Several notes are used in a fragrance to make up its accord.
Oh, the French word for water.
Tillage. The way a fragrance diffuses around its wearer. It's basically the aura or trail left behind by the scent.
Pulse points. These are areas on the body that emit the most heat. So that means that these are perfect spray areas that will develop the fragrance faster. There are 5 types of fragrances, which range from highly concentrated to low concentrated. These are parfum, eau de parfum, eau de toilette, eau de cologne, and eau fraîche.
Yeah, generally the more concentrated a fragrance is, the longer it will last. Alright, let's get into notes. So as stated before, notes are basically what makes up a fragrance's smell. And these are divided into 3 categories. You got the top, which is also known as the head. You got your middle notes, which is also known as the heart. And you got your base notes.
The top note is the initial scent of a fragrance. It's detected as soon as the fragrance is sprayed and will last for about 10 to 20 minutes.
Next we got the middle notes. The middle notes serve as the heart of the fragrance, and they retain some of the top notes aromas while also introducing new scents. They're around for the full lifespan of the fragrance, and they serve as a bit of a buffer before the base notes start to kick in.
Base notes. These are the foundations of the fragrance. They tend to kick in 30 minutes after the fragrance is sprayed and tend to be rich and long lasting. Base notes add depth to a fragrance and also help boost the lighter notes. Season. Temperature has a huge impact on the way a perfume performs. In the same way you wouldn't wear a sweater in 40-degree heat, you shouldn't wear a winter fragrance in summer weather. So let's break that down for you. Summer. The heat amplifies scent, so choose a light, crisp fragrance that's citrusy and earthy, just like the Ralph Lauren Polo Blue that we will be giving away at the end of the video. Winter. Just like clothes, a fragrance that's light and barely visible is not appropriate for winter. We suggest using a heavier scent so that your fragrance will be noticed. Occasion.
You dress for the occasion, so why wouldn't you smell for the occasion? Here are some quick tips to get you smelling just right for any situation. At work, you're going to want something that can get you through the whole 9 to 5, so long lasting is key. Also something that separates you from the rest of your colleagues and is reasonably priced, considering you're going to be wearing it all day. So we'd recommend Dior Homme.
An interview. The chances are you're going to be crammed into a small meeting room faced with questions like, how can you benefit our company? Well, the key to an interview fragrance is something light and subtle, as you don't want to threaten your interviewer with something overpowering. Our recommendation, Versace Eau Fraîche.
Date night. Look, for sure your alluring personality will do most of the work, but if you're going to want that second date, then you're going to want to leave a lingering impression on your companion. You're going to want to pick something with a bit of strength, and something that you know she hasn't smelled before. So our recommendation is Tom Ford Tobacco Oud.
Wedding, the perfect excuse to look your finest and bust out your best bottle of perfume. It's only right you smell as good as you look. But in saying that, a powerful fragrance that goes a distance is your best bet. Our recommendations, Parfum de Marly, Layton.
Your fragrance will fall into one of 2 categories, either designer or niche. And this is important to know when making your purchase. Designer fragrances are pretty self-explanatory. They're basically fragrances made by designers, so you know your Gucci, Armani, Hermes, Boss, and they're just made to appeal to the masses. While not true for all, generally designer fragrances will not use as quality ingredients as niche fragrances, and that's reflected in its price. Whereas on the other hand, niche fragrances are developed by brands whose main focus are its fragrances. They're a bit less popular and they appeal more to people looking for something a bit more unique. They use more quality and natural ingredients, and that's why their prices are a bit more inflated.
Should you have a signature scent? A signature scent is that fragrance that someone always wears. It's that scent that you connect with and recognize someone by. One versatile fragrance for every occasion. But the question is it good or bad to have one?
I mean, it's really neither. A signature scent, can't really go wrong with one. They're versatile, they're safe, every occasion, like Jerome said, and they're just affordable. And just to go on a bit of a tangent and geek out a bit, like he was saying, people kind of recognize you by that scent. You're building memory structures in people's head. When they smell those scents or those notes in that fragrance, they're instantly connecting that smell to you, which is kind of geeky but kind of cool at the same time. But on the flip side, the perks kind of stop there. Signature scents, they can just get boring. If you're like me, I like to experiment with my fragrances, and yeah, there's just always going to be a fragrance that's better suited to an occasion. So, like I said, to answer your question, it is up to personal preference. But yeah, do what you like.
Application. You could have the most desirable fragrance and scents, but if you don't know how to apply it, then it's all for nothing. Correct fragrance application will create a better projection and also make the fragrance last longer. The two key points of fragrance application is amount and area. Depending on the occasion, varies how much or how little you spray your fragrance. An outdoor event will require more sprays than a standard day in the office. The general consensus is 5 to 7 sprays onto any pulse points of the body. This will make your fragrance noticed, develop its full potential, and maximize longevity.
Do's and don'ts.
Do's. Spray 5 to 7 times. This is the perfect balance between too little and too much. Spray after the shower. This is when your skin emits the most moisture and gives your fragrance something to hold on to. Target your pulse point. As mentioned before, these are the perfect areas to spray your fragrance.
Don't create a spray cloud. Spraying open space and walking through it has very little, if not no effect at all. It's a waste of your perfume and is a sin. Rub it in. By rubbing in your fragrance, you destroy/alter the molecules in the nose, in turn ruining the aroma and the longevity of the fragrance. Store it in the bathroom. The heat and moisture of a bathroom can spoil your fragrance by causing its scent oils to break down.
Here are some myths.
More is less. Why? In the words of Tom Ford, if you have a scent that you love, be generous with it. Wouldn't you rather smell a lot good than just a little bit good?
Don't spray on your clothes. As a matter of fact, clothes actually hold your fragrance better than your skin does, meaning the scent will last longer. If you're worried about having stains, spray 1 to 2 inches further than usual.
That's a wrap today, guys, but before we go, as promised, we're going to be picking one lucky winner to win the Ralph Lauren Polo Blue. So how do they win?
Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and then comment your favorite fragrance below.
We'll be announcing our winner on May 31st. Until then, take care, all the best guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.